Hot Rod Fuller is going to join us here now. Let's bring him on. Rod, good morning. How are you this morning?
Good. Just about to crank this 8,000 horsepower dragster up as soon as I'm done talking to you guys.
Right
Get ready
on.
for our first qualifying run here at Dallas here on Saturday.
Hey, a good season for you. You know, we were talking about your season, and you're not running a full season, but where you're in points is pretty impressive. Talk about your season. Take us back through it a little bit.
Well, it's real deceiving because I've been overseas. I mean, I've been racing worldwide now, and so it wouldn't allow me to run the full NHRA schedule. But we came over here and we've been pretty much I think right around the top 5 car. I mean, you take out the LNLB, the 2 LNLB cars and the DSR cars. We're right there with those guys. Last week we ran 325 and right there with them. So the way I look at it, I think I'm going to be a countdown buster. I'm going to go out there and try to wreck everybody's countdowns and try to upset some of this stuff and make it really interesting.
Going to make it whoever does win, if you have your way, they're really going to have to earn it.
Yeah, but hopefully I run into my good buddy Schumacher along the way and make it tough for him too. So, for a lot of people, I know that we've always had our little rivalries throughout the years, and so anytime I can trip him up, it's always a good thing for me.
Did you put any of that? Did you bury the hatchet at all last year when you were teammates there for a little bit?
No. Actually, it's even harder because it was a weird situation because we were teammates, but we weren't like really teammates because Abu Dhabi and United Arab Emirates owned the car, so they were basically just a managing firm. And but it was kind of hard for me because I knew we weren't getting the full tune-up and the full thing, so it was like I had the reins pulled against me, and it was really, really hard because I'm one of those drivers, I don't want to race unless I can go out and win. I'm not interested in, placing, losing first round or going out second round every race and just collecting the, round money. I'm one of those drivers, I want to go out there and win. I've always won. I won in my sportsman ranks and, won in Top Fuel, and it's what I want to do, but it's hard. I mean, I think this year is the hardest I've ever seen Top Fuel because of how good those 5 cars are running.
And they really are. They're really tearing it up, and they've absolutely dominated the top 5 positions in the points. They've shuffled around a little bit under Worsham until now, but it's been murder out there. They've just been killing them.
Yeah, and I felt bad too. I'm not no disrespect to some of the guys that they were talking about the guys making it into the top 10 in the countdown, the fight for the 10th position. And I'm thinking to myself, man, there's no reason to even talk about it because those guys really got a shot in the heck to beat those guys. It's when Robert a couple years ago finished 10th and won the championship, that was a different situation. These cars are like unstoppable, and so I mean, even for myself, it's going to be a very, very hard task to get out and beat those guys because like I said, we haven't been racing full time, and those guys are on the top of the game. So it's going to be really, really tough. And I heard you guys talking about tracks, and the worst I've ever done here at Dallas is semis. In the 5 years I've ever raced here. So that's a pretty good average. But, the reason why I do well, you talked about how drivers do well at certain tracks. And this track is all concrete, really slick surface. It's got a real narrow groove. And I always do really good on really slick tracks. It's just, kind of like NASCAR drivers do excel on sometimes tracks are aero loose or loose and slick. And it's kind of how this track is for me. It's just, when we were running quarter mile here, it was really uncomfortable for a lot of drivers, and I loved it. But it's still pretty slick, and they're calling for almost 96, 95 degrees tomorrow for elimination day, and we're probably gonna have track temperatures of 130. So it's gonna be hard for the crew chiefs, but it's gonna be really a driver's race too.
Rod, is that because that right foot doesn't know how to lift out of the gas? It's just one way all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. I've always been a little crazy, and I kind of took after John Forrest, watching all those years when I was a kid and watching him on some of these little match race tracks, and it's just I always drive that car like it's the last time I ever going to drive it, and if I think sideways and I'm in the lead, I ain't lifting.
Folks, Top Fuel driver for NHRA, Rod Fuller, joining us here. Rod, what's up next for you? Are we looking at a full-on season next year, or what's in your future?
I think we are going to run a full-on season. It's looking really good with I'm sponsored by Nestle and DiGiorno Pizza, they have a whole family of pizzas, not only DiGiorno, but Jack's and Tombstone and California Pizzas. And so they got a great lineup of pizzas there, and we're doing a big promotion with Walmart. So it looks really, really well for next year. And got a bunch of other sponsors coming on board. So it looks like I'm going to have to get back, get ready to race and get full-time and get, be that one car in the mix besides the Audi and the DSR cars.
If you do run the full season next year, are you planning on staying teamed up with Vandergriff, and might we see the C&J Energy flat colors on the car a little bit more?
Yeah, definitely. And this week, it's pretty cool. We do have C&J on my car also, and we've been working with them and also, trying to help them get some business over in the Middle East. We got some great contacts there in the Middle East, and we're trying to help them get some business there. But Josh is a great. Josh is who owns C&J. He's a big drag racing guy, and he loves it. He loves all racing. I don't know if you guys noticed, he sponsored Bonnie for a while, Terry in the NASCAR deal. So he's a big race guy, which is really cool because a lot of people don't know I'm a big NASCAR guy and friends with Tony Stewart and a couple other guys, and follow it really heavily.
Going a couple of years back, you're leading the points, going into Pomona, and smoke the tires, first round of eliminations. Do you still choke on that bitter pill having to swallow that damn thing?
Yeah, and a lot of people don't remember, too. That was the first year of the countdown, and that was the first year they ever did this crazy countdown where it was the countdown to 4 and the countdown to 2. And so if you took the points the year before, the 56 years before, I'd have won the World Championship. And if you took the points the way they are now, the countdown system is now, I'd have won. So, it does eat me up, but I know deep in my mind that we were the best car. And I might not have the check in the ring, but I know I'm a World Championship caliber driver.
I don't think there's any question about that. You proved that, and you've proven it time and time again. Are you still going between?
Go ahead.
Are you still going between Vegas and Abu Dhabi?
Yeah.
Are you crazy?
I've there 5 times this year, and it's not an easy trip. I fly out of Chicago, and it's a 14 to 16-hour trip. And then by the time you get through immigration, all that, and the flight to Vegas, usually ends up being a 24-hour trip. And for a guy that's never left America before this happened, it was I'm definitely racking up the freaking fire miles.
Well, you got around to qualifying in last night. Where are you at in the field?
We ran 12th last night, and last night was a good session. At night here, if you don't make a good run at night, you're it kind of puts you behind the 8 ball. And actually, we were on a really good run last night. The thing started hazing the tires out at half track and dropped the cylinder. Still went four flat, lifting and smoking the tires.
Right on.
And a lot of people are having trouble even answering on. He's not even qualified right now.
That's rather surprising.
Yeah, but it looks pretty good. We're about to run here in about an hour. The weather looks good, so we should be fine. We're going to try to run about a 388, 389. Number 1 right now is Dell at 386. So it's going to put us probably top 5, and we'll go out there and go get it.
Very nice, Rod. We appreciate you coming on the show. We'll let you get.
No problem, guys. I appreciate it too. It's a good time, and guys are yelling at me saying it's time to fire this thing up. So.
All right, we'll be watching you on TV. See you in Vegas.
Okay, thanks for having me on.
All right, there he is, Rod Fuller, one of the